Hey everyone, welcome back to Ontario Vintage Tractor. If you follow my Facebook page, you'll know what we were up to today. If you don't, you should go over and follow so you do know what we're up to. For those of you who do, we were on a mission today to get another tractor. And it's here, it's in the shop, and we're going to try and get it running tonight. Stay tuned. All right, so I haven't run the serial number yet. It's supposed to be a 1937. I've been after one of these tractors for a long time, and I finally got one. So without further ado, here it is. A 1937 Unstyled WC by Allis Chalmers. These tractors are very, very basic. They have handbrakes, one on each side. This one had the PTO option. The shaft's not there, it is missing. A lot of them didn't, they were just drawbar tractors. But we're gonna go through, we'll see if it's got spark, see if the fuel tank's clean enough that we can attempt to start this thing, and go from there. Here we go. First thing we're gonna do is check spark. This tractor is hand crank. There's no starter of any kind. Like I said, very basic. Still has magneto ignition. But we'll go ahead and see if we got spark. We got a spark tester right here. We'll go right to number 1, make it easy. All right, go ahead. Yep, look at that. Nice bright spark too. That's always a good thing to find. All right, so we got spark. We'll go ahead and see if there's any coolant in here, or as Derek would say, ice cube juice. That's a good sign. That's right full. Might have been one of my better buys, I think. So it does have 2 spots for fuel. One is right here. That's where it's a little auxiliary tank. This tractor used to run on kerosene or tractor fuel back in the day on the big tank. And you would start it on regular gasoline, and once the engine warmed up, you would switch it over to the cheaper fuel source. For what we do, it runs on gas all the time now, so that's a big gas tank. As you'll see, the fuel line's disconnected. There's a filter there. There's no sediment bowl or anything, so we'll see what we can drum up for fittings. And I don't think, probably going to be hard for you guys to see, but the tank is pretty clean. Oh, there you go. So we'll make up some fuel fittings here and put some gas in it and see if it barks. I don't have a sediment bowl, but I've got a box full of brass fittings. So we got that together, and we're going to go ahead and mount that into the fuel tank so we can try to start this thing. Like I said, it's already got an inline filter. Go into the carburetor, and we will replace that eventually, but just to make it run right now, we'll give that a go. Fittings in, filters on. Might as well check, make sure this thing's got some oil in it while we're at it. It's usually a good thing to make sure. It's clean, it's up. Might be in luck. All right, we'll go ahead, add some gas, and see if this thing will bark.
This is where you make a mess on camera.
Yeah, here's the hope when the float's not stuck in the carburetor. We're about to learn that.
see it in the filter?
Not yet. That could be the float too. Why it's not flowing? It could be airlocked. Yep, it's coming down. There it goes. Yep. Our filter is filling up. That's perfect. What I thought was really neat with this thing too is it came with a fuel gauge. Just a little float inside there, and I thought that was cool. Alright, I guess we'll see if it starts. Okay, so we've done our preliminary checks. We know there's coolant in it, we know there's oil in it, we know it has spark, and so far it appears the needle and seat and the carburetor's working, it's not leaking out. So we're gonna see if this thing will fire. We are, I believe, in neutral. You know what? I'm going to jump on and put my foot on the clutch just in case.
Oh, we already spun it over with hand crank.
That's right, we did. Alright, and I removed the shifter. Hang on. That's in gear. That's in gear. Alright, we're in neutral.
Okay, you're on the throttle.
Not yet.
Sounds like it's doing throttle things.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see what it does. I think it's going to be noisy. Actually, I might try and take this oil bath filter off. Uh-oh. Yeah, blowing stuff out of the exhaust. Dang mice. Yep, here we go. Yeah, it's gonna go. Ooh, shot fire.
No choke, maybe?
And that's why I just took it off. Give it a little shot of spray. Okay.
Thanks, Don.
And choke off then. No, we can pull spark plugs. Well, we got it to bark a little bit, but we might have flooded it. We're going to pull the plugs. I have a fresh set here. We'll go ahead and put those in. Doesn't hurt anyway, and maybe that'll help it bark off. Definitely wet. They don't look terrible though. We'll go grab the new ones. Well, they're not crazy wet, but because we have new ones, we're going to go ahead and put them in anyway. And then I might try a full-blown old farmer trick. Put a little bit of gas down the exhaust manifold. 1, 2, 4, and 3. All right, take 2. Over here. I don't even want to work now. Alright, take 945. Where is it?
Oh, now.
Yeah, leave it like that. When you got close, I messed with it, and that's when it stopped.
Oh.
Yeah, baby!
Come on.
We have a running WC! Well, we shut it off, put some fuel in it. Hopefully it'll refire and we can drive it. Okay, give it a shot. As you see, we got it running. As it got warmer, the ignition started to break down and we have weak spark now. So we're gonna go ahead, pull the cap off the magneto and clean the points up, and hopefully that'll help. Now, the crappy part about opening these up is you have to retime them. So you've got a gear here, that message with a gear here, and there should be a bevel on this if I remember correctly, but I can't at the top of my head here. Let me get a light. Here is your, that's where your points are in the magneto. I don't know if you can see that here, get it to focus. Right there. So we're gonna go ahead and clean those up with the ignition points file, reset the gap, and then we'll show you how to time this mag. There's our ignition points file. Let's go ahead and scrub these up. So as I was saying, there is a beveled gear here. If you look on top, I'll try and get the light to focus in. If you look, I'm not sure if you can see it, but that gear right on top has a bevel in it. There we go. And what you have to do is line up the mark inside this cap. So, see this red mark here? We're going to move this around to the bottom. And then that bevel gear has to line up in between those two teeth. And that's how you know your timing's on. So it's got to be in the straight up and down position. And then we go ahead and set this back on. It is now the next morning with this WC. We got a little late last night, so we're gonna try and get it running today. it for this episode of Ontario Vintage Tractor. I couldn't be happier. I've waited a long time to have an Unstyled WC. I like to have an Unstyled WF to match, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers. Like I said, I'm happy I was able to finally get a hold of one of these, and who knows, it's probably going to end up getting painted and fully restored. It's not going to be a difficult one to do. The fenders are not rotten, they are straight, all the tin is straight. This is probably the best tractor I've ever bought, not needing much at all other than a set of tires really, and just to get it going again. But as always, if you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe down at the bottom. And 2024 Georgian Bay Steam Show, Allis Chalmers is the feature. You want to see this tractor and the rest of my collection, make sure to come out. There'll be lots more on the videos about that in the coming months. That happens in the August long weekend, Pacific long weekend, every year. Same time, doesn't change. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.